It's very pleasant today. After rain, the air is much cleaner and it's not so hot. Beautiful day for a walk. A little bit overcast, but that's perfect. And it looks like I'm walking down some musical street because they have shops with guitars and musical instruments on both sides of the street. New friend here who came to look at the police, and he came to check me out. Yes, police. This man who is leaning against the brown booth made my day today. This is a booth where you have to purchase, if you are a foreigner, a ticket to get to the old town. And I just ignored the booth and walked by, and the lady that's inside with him was shouting at me, so I returned and I said, "Oh, I have a ticket." And the man looked at me and he said, "Oh, I know you. You climbed Mount Everest." And it was like, whoa, I wish. So I showed them the ticket and everything was okay, but I was just wondering, do I look like Reinhold Messner or what? I mean, it was just so funny. And he made my day. Yeah, that's the man mistaking me for a famous Mount Everest climber, whoever he is or was. I have to say, in general, Nepali people are very friendly and forthcoming. For example, I am not talking only about the folks in hospitality in the hotels. For example, I have a habit of asking for directions if I don't know where to go. And what do? I usually ask some shop owner or shopkeeper, because I figure if he has a shop or if she has a shop, they know the neighborhood. And many times it happened to me that they got off their chair and just walked with me several hundred meters to show me where to go. And it was not like, oh, come to my store and have a look and buy something, just basically for nothing. The people who approach you are usually the guides in the old town in Durbar Square, because they want to sell you their services. But normal folks usually very helpful, leave you alone, and that's very pleasant. We are getting to Durbar Square. Just look at the temple ahead of us. You can see there was a lot of damage after devastating earthquake, I believe 2015, and reconstruction and rebuilding is still outgoing and will be for many years, I believe. And this looks like some kind of a museum. Let's Gadhi Baithak Hall and Gallery. Another example of beautiful wood carvings on the buildings here. They do love dogs here. There is so many of them everywhere. Selfie time, but little girl doesn't care. Yeah, this is much more interesting to feed the pigeons, right? Yeah, I think so. Well, take a nap. Maybe you will be blessed. I mean, this is in such a need of restoration. All those art pieces carved out of wood. Yeah, I believe they don't have enough money to restore. Just so many of them. And the pigeons like to rest here too. Okay, which way now? Maybe this way. Well, it's still pretty hot and humid. It looks like probably a museum, we will see. There is just so many temples and old buildings that need to be restored. Just look at this. This is a working museum, and here is the ticket counter. Foreigners 300, Nepali 50. Hey sir, are you in line? Okay, and the name of the museum is Kathmandu Durbar Museum. So where to go next? There is so many places to look at. One advantage of coming here during the off season is that you are not basically fighting with all the tourists, and also the prices are a little bit lower. Disadvantage, of course, it's hot and humid. It's a raining season, even though I didn't have much rain yet. I've been lucky. But of course everything has its advantages and disadvantages. I think this is Talayu temple, built 500 years ago almost by King Mahendra Malla. And it's the royal deity of Malla king, so was. And the temple stands almost 37 meters high, resting on 12 stage plinths. And until very recent times it was considered very inauspicious to build a house higher than this temple. And unfortunately the temple is opened only once a year during some holiday festival for the general people, so I don't think I'll be able to get inside. We can try, but no one's walking here, so only the ladies here resting and gossiping, I think. Yeah, it's closed. No way in. If they don't want us, let's go somewhere else. Man, so many pigeons. And they encourage them because they sell seeds for people to feed them. And here's the temple from a little bit of a distance. As I said, opened only once a year. Very pretty carving. What it is, I have no idea, but probably some deity. Wow, and you have to take your shoes off before you pay respect. And there are two lions guarding the statue of the god. This is Kaal Bhairav. The huge stone image of Bhairav represents deity Shiva in his destructive manifestation. It is undated but was set in present location by King Malla after it was found in a field north of the city. This is the most famous Bhairav, and it was used by the government as a place for people to swear the truth. And I will say it again, it was used by the government for the people to swear the truth. So, if it was and is working, I kind of think that they should make replicas of it and export it in all the countries in the world for politicians to swear the truth. Don't you think so? And it is huge. And people come here, do some offerings, and pay respect to Lord Shiva. And the little boy is trying to sell peacock feathers. I haven't seen anyone who bought it, but maybe some people do. And this is what I remember from my previous visits to Kathmandu Durbar Square. Here is the market with some interesting things, but it's targeted towards tourists. And somewhere ahead and to the right in that area used to be, and probably still is, so-called Freak Street. I don't know how it was called in Nepalese, but in the 80s, 90s, hippie crowd, or maybe not so hippie, but people who were using drugs, smoking dope and worse, used to come here to Nepal because it was very relaxed at that time, and they used to stay in the guest houses or whatever in the so-called Freak Street. That's why it got its name. And I was there to look at it. I never stayed there, like 25 years ago, and kind of unremarkable. Just another street with the guest houses for people doing drugs and drinking. Nothing to write home about. Okay, let's take a walk. Let's have a look what they have here. But it's the usual, the singing bowls. When you look here, it's just the bowls make kind of an interesting sound when you touch with a stick the bowl. Here are the Gurkha knives. Of course, you know Gurkha. Some Hindu masks. Namaste, hello. No, thank you. Just looking. Okay, what else do they have here? Some Buddhists, prayer wheels, masks. I mentioned already. And yeah, it's a place, or one of the places, if you want to bring some mementos from Kathmandu home. It definitely, some of the pieces are really nice, interesting. I don't know about prices because I don't buy. I have. Thank you. Yes.
If you want to buy, you can come back, okay?
Yes, of course.
My
Thank
shop
you.
is always in here.
I understand.
Hope you remember.
Yes. I have some pieces of art or craft from my previous visits to Nepal, and I will not be buying anymore. Okay, so it kind of goes this way, the Freak Street, I think, but that's not where I want to go right now. Let's go here and let's turn right in front of this red temple. And a little boy here is selling water, counting money, selling water. They call it a square, Durbar Square, which means royal or palace. but it's far from a typical square because there are so many temples and stupas that it's more like a maze of streets, and it should be overwhelming to identify what you are looking at, especially for the first time visitors because there are no signs. People here kind of take relaxed attitude towards the temples and pagodas. People frequently take a rest on the steps of the pagodas. Wow, what a beautiful temple. Beautiful art, painted, really nice. Guarded by two lions. What is it called? Shri Tanadevi Tarini Babhani Temple. That's all you need to know. And now try to repeat it after me. I cannot. Many people come to visit Nepal, but most of them come for the mountains, for the Himalayas, the visitors from the west. But since everyone passes through Kathmandu, many people stop in Kathmandu and in Kathmandu Valley because there is also a lot of interesting things that you can see. I try to show you just one today, the Durbar Square in Kathmandu, and there will be more to come. So if you liked today's video, see you next time. Thank you for watching and take care. Goodbye.